Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Umbras, and today we are back in Supercar Street Challenge. Hope everyone is doing well today. We got a lot to get done still, but I think we could probably get this game actually complete today. I'm excited. I have a lot to do. Let's dive in. Let's start with the Grip A-Class, the F100 Fioravanti. Smaller, lighter, easier to control. As a tribute to the prancing horse, that's Ferrari, the Fioravanti F100 is an intense and attractive concept. Its V10 engine may be less powerful than some other supercars, but the remarkable control the driver possesses in his vehicle more than makes up for it. This thing, absolute beast. It is a beautiful machine, taking for the Ferrari, believe it or not, the Ferrari F50, not F50, sorry, the 550 chassis, and turning it into a custom one-off, fully functional, low-slung supercar. Yes. It's got active aerodynamics. It's got insane speed. It is very, very nice. It wasn't an official Ferrari. It wasn't officially constructed by Ferrari, but it was created by the automotive designer Leonardo Fioravanti as a heartfelt tribute to Enzo Ferrari on his 100th birthday, basically. Though Enzo Ferrari had passed away long before then. It is still a tribute to the man, which is very, very nice. Yeah, we got the V10 screaming in the back. This thing, based off of an F1 derived V10, but detuned for road-going purposes. Very, very rapid, very powerful, but still maintaining the lightweight features. The tubular space frame of the 550 was modified in order to fit the engine in the rear. The front was short and the rear was lengthened a bit. And a new composite body was fitted on top of the frame as well. Fully functional with forged aluminum wheels. Reviewers at the time described it as being incredibly rapid. Very, very, very lovely to drive. Though unfortunately only 3 total exist. You have the coupe version you're seeing here. Ow, that's not good. That's no bueno. Okay, so I need to brake a lot earlier for that corner. You had an open top version, and they had a convertible version as well. 3 different versions produced within a couple years of each other. Absolutely insane performance. And you can see as well when we brake, we do have air dams and spoilers that help slow us down, that pop up with the active aero, just to give this thing a little bit more downforce in the rear, and also to improve braking. Very cool. Alright, through the tunnel. Hi there. Oh boy. Alright, I gotta remember where the braking point is for this corner. This corner is always tough. It's at, there it is. Okay. That's better. That is so much better. So we gotta take the first exit. The second exit, we're basically stuck spinning our gears, trying to figure out where we need to go. So brake early for that, and then carry the momentum through. Because we don't really have the best top speed, only around 200 some miles an hour. So the Zondas would be absolutely all over our booty in the opening stages. Come on. Ooh. Little bit of a nudge. Oh, nope, that is an e-brake. That is also a brake. There we go. Got it. So that is look back. Alright, come on. Nope, too late. Way too late. Thankfully got one more lap to make this happen. Alright, let's get into the slipstream of the Celine. Try to cut off any distance we can. Thankfully, we still got a little bit of time before we are completely toast. Alright, good run, good run. We got another Fury Avanti ahead of us, and then the Paganis. Honestly, this is kind of cool though. This is a great way for a budget title to get the basically what is an equivalent to an exclusive Ferrari in their game without licensing Ferrari. That is clever stuff. Hi there. You wanna be a little bit careful there. Alright, the Pagani. Ooh, not the best exit out of there. We managed to beat the Zonda under braking. Alright, let's cut our distance off here. There we go. Victory! Very nice. Alright, let's exit the replay. First race won. That is one down. Many more to go. But yeah, this is very rapid machine. Probably one of the lighter vehicles of the Class A group. But yeah, there was 3 total of the F100s made, all of them fully functional. Then the 1998 F100 Coupe that was debuted at the Turin Motor Show. You also had the F100 Roadster Coupe, which was a Targa top version. That was in 1999. They had a 2000 full-on Roadster, full-on open-top version. All of them fully functional. But yeah, it is this thing is a very cool machine. They modified the tubular steel space frame of the 550 to get it mid-mounted. People might think, well, why not use the 512 RR or the F355? And unfortunately, the 512 TR was an outdated chassis at the time, with kind of fixed mounting points that have been a little bit difficult to modify. And the 355 was a monocoque chassis. So, believe it or not, somehow the front engine Grand Touring Coupe was able to be turned into this mid-engine supercar. Very cool stuff. Nice. Okay, so we got to brake early there. That is a hidden entrance. We got to be a little bit careful there, as that one's gonna make it a little bit tough. Yeah, the games are now starting to trick us a little bit. Not trick us per se, but make it a little bit trickier as we have hidden entrances, diverging pathways, and multiple different routes we can take. So we got to keep our eyes open. We got to make sure we really know what we're doing. Break up the 100-meter board. Try to straight line the corner as much as we can. Alright, after the bridge, we got to be on the lookouts. Alright, I can see my entrance here, unlike at Munich. Yeah, taking that shorter route really helps us. I gotta remember that. So basically, as soon as you can see the brick building, that is when we are on the brakes, kind of slowing the vehicle down. Ow. Alright, but we are good. We are A-okay. Yeah, they always overshoot and they go the long way around, and I'm not sure that's smart. They're able to go, you know, higher speed for longer, but they got to make that sharper right than I do, which means they kill the momentum heading onto the main start finish straight. I say is absolutely shove my vehicle. I yam it into the wall there. That wasn't smart of me. That was bad by Isaac. No bueno. Alright, there we go, onto the brakes. Gotta remember, none of these cars have ABS either in game, so you gotta really make sure you avoid locking up. And there we go, across the line. Perfect. But yeah, we have the beautiful 500 horsepower V10 in the back. F1 derived. It's believed that it was derived from the Tipo 047 3-liter V10, but it's not confirmed. Either way, it was a dry sump V10 for lower center of gravity, made it to a 6-speed F1 style paddle shift gearbox, which is really, really cool. It also had inboard rear brakes as well, which was unique for concept car at the time, as that design was kind of fading a little bit. But it was for reduced unsprung weight. Very, very awesome. All right, next one, Turin. We're taking it to its home country. We're taking it to its home country. And the cool thing is, this debuted at the Turin Motor Show as well. So it is basically its even home city. Very, very nice. Got the carbon fiber and aluminum body panels all over. Around 1350 kilograms total weight. Oh, and it is wet. So we get to see exactly how well this will handle in slippery conditions. Going from a wet London to a wet Turin. Alright, we gotta watch out for the central kind of islands though. That is going to absolutely cause us pain. Oh gosh, okay. Yeah, so that route is bad. That route is no bueno. So what we want to do is we want to take the shorter distance. We want to brake earlier. When in doubt, take the shorter route. And that rhymes. Thankfully here the AI do not know how to utilize the cobbled paved section on the inside. They're a little bit dumb on that front, so we can absolutely push it to the limit here. Alright, I do want to run wide here. I do want to go long here, because that allows me to carry a lot more momentum. Alright, brake at the start-finish line. There we go. That's smart. That's smart. And I want to... Yeah, I want to take the earlier route in. There we go. Oh, that was the wrong button. There we go. That's the look back button. Yeah, they're going to be alongside us. They're going to be ahead of us now. Those V12s and high revving V8s, so the Celines are all very, very quick. So we got to be a little bit careful there. They make a lot more power than we do. But we have the momentum, we have the mobility, the agility, and we have the sheer amount of grip. Alright, brake just before start finish line. There we go. We're getting faster each lap. Really kind of learning how to... Okay, maybe we're not getting faster each lap. A slight skill issue there, a minor lapse of capability, just ever so slightly. But that is alright, because still we push around the roundabouts. Oh my gosh, we're getting so much time on that section there. It is genuinely unbelievable how much time we are able to gain just from running a tighter line. Welcome, Noel. And you play Need for Speed games. When am I going to? Well, I've already played a decent amount of them. You can check them out on the playlist section of my my YouTube channel. I've played through all the Black Box era. I've played through even some of the pre-Black Box era as well with Need for Speed 3 as well as High Stakes. And now I'm kind of moved on to some of the newer Need for Speed games as well, just for a little bit of that variety. And I'm looking on doing the completing fully Need for Speed 2015, and even trying to do Prestige mode there. But yeah, no, if you go to the playlist section on my YouTube channel, you can see the streams of the older Need for Speed games and everything. So I've played through pretty much all of the older ones. Some of them multiple times even. Like I know for a fact I've done Need for Speed Most Wanted twice. And I played through Carbon, I guess 1.5 times because I did a collab where I was trying to see exactly how much faster I could do it than another person. Whoever could get the furthest distance in 2 hours. There we go. Alright, next one, Monaco. Alright, we're racing in Monaco. This is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting for sure. Let's see what we can do here. Going full on F1 mode. Although this is Monaco short, so we'll have to see exactly what we can do. Yes. Oh, we even get the Monaco the hairpins and everything. We have to go through the tunnel. So we get a little bit of Monaco here. A little bit of the F1 track going through the tunnel here. Although we don't have the open-ended section. So we're going out through the other side of the tunnel. We do have the Lowe's hairpin, which is beneficial, as I am familiar with that. We do have a bit of the casino square, although we are going the opposite direction towards the casino. There we go. And we got a tight hairpin coming up as well. Oh my gosh, yeah, this is the very tight and technical track for these cars to go around. That was not so much. So going left is the better option, I think. Going left is probably the better option. Alright, well, we got a lot of ground to make up to the front-running Fioravanti. Nah, not the Fioravanti, that's the Zonda. That's hard to see going around the corners. Alright, 2 more laps. Very quick laps as well. Welcome for Shelby GT. To you too. Right now we are tearing up these Monegasque streets. And we are absolutely trying to push hard. I forgot my stream. Bruh. Pain Pecco. Welcome to the stream. Alright, we got one more lap. We got a gaggle of cars behind us, all vying for position still. Super tight, super technical here. Alright, as soon as we see the yellow whistle when we're braking. There we go. All right, we've managed to handle the technical sections very well. Now we just need to handle the final hairpin. If we can do that without messing up, we are golden. We are golden lots. There we go, cross the line. Nice, that means we have now done. Welcome, Elshu. You haven't been very long, but I'm back. Welcome back. I hope you're well. It is good to have you back. Right now, we're doing some good old-fashioned street racing in these supercars. We just got done doing the championship for the Fioravanti F100. It is very, very, very nice. Built on the 550 chassis, but heavily modified the B mid-engine. We have done another championship. Hey! We've unlocked some new challenges as well. So we're gonna go to that. We got two options here. We got challenge 3, which is the Callaway. Let's do it. Rome long. Alright. Let's race at Rome. Well, when in Rome. When in Rome, they say. Ooh, honestly, this track kind of looks a little bit closer to the Gran Turismo 3 Rome circuit. It's not, but it kind of has a similar vibe. But the Rome Shorts has is the Gran Turismo 5 Rome circuit, almost down to the exact corners, which is crazy to think about how this game predicted it basically a decade in advance. Yeah, I see. You're behind us still. We got a 2-lap race here on the long version of the track. Hi. In a second, I'll read that in just a second. I'm very busy with schoolwork and working on the dirt bike. Hey, nice. It's got a new rear wheel with street time work. Ooh. Very cool, very cool. Hopefully, if you do drive it on the street, you're very, very careful. You know, you signal properly and everything, you wear a helmet, all that stuff. I forgot you assumed I was walking the street. Hey, I mean, walking exercise, that is always good. I'm never gonna knock that. Holy moly. Okay, so that section there, the final kind of chicanes, we can do really well there, I think. We can kind of straight line it, whereas the AI does back off a bit. You kind of go against the AI's cheatier nature. So this should go well, I think. Corey, welcome to the stream. Yo. Right now we're driving a race-tuned, race-prep Callaway C12 in one of the challenges. After that, we got another challenge race that we have unlocked by completing all of the grip class championships. And then we can go on to the balanced and the drift class with the Celine S7 and the Zonda C12. Hi. I'm getting a little bit of a nudge from my opponent there. Been playing some Need for Speed Heat for a while. Yeah, honestly, I quite like Need for Speed Heat. It was definitely the closest, like the best of the modern Need for Speeds, I think. It had the vibes, it had the aesthetics, it had some okay-ish handling. It had a decent amount of content. Oh boy. Okay, we managed to pull away. We managed to pull away just a little bit. Holy moly. Nice. Alright, that is another vehicle we have. Another race car we have collected. Yeah, Need for Speed Heat's. Need for Speed Heat's probably one of the better of the like the modern Need for Speeds. Like it doesn't quite reach the high highs of the black box era, but like it gets close, I'd say. Yeah, we won the C12R. We got another challenge here. The Fioravanti F100R. Ooh, I like it. I like the red and black. Alright, 2-lap race on Paris long. Oui, oui, Paris! Yeah, let's do this. Oh gosh, alright, that is very technical. We'll have to see what we can do against our opponents. Alright, short shift a little bit there with a lot of wheel spin. We still managed to do well. We still managed to get out into the lead. Alright, come on. Right, very narrow streets, lots of bumps, lots of very blind corners. Where's the hairpin? There is the hairpin. It's after, okay, so it is after the hill. Hairpin is after the hill. Got it. Almost got to say something. What did you almost forget to say that you still haven't said? Oh boy. Alright, we're gonna break early. Yeah, we did. Cause that jump would have absolutely derailed us. We would have gone face first into the wall. We're causing a lot of urban destruction here. But we got this. We're doing. Ooh, alrighty. We are doing A-okay. Alright, we gotta slow down. We gotta slow down a lot more for that corner than we initially think. That's okay. That is fine. Look at the Kawakar toys. It's interesting. There's not too many like vehicles that really like tickle my fancy from Talbot, but it is kind of a cute little brand and everything like that. Got a pretty long history too, for being something that like kind of outside of the like the Europe and everything kind of is under the radar. It seems like. I've been to Supercars and can't get deleted. Ah, that's unfortunate, man. Well, either way, you know, it's still good to have you here in the streams. Don't worry, there is no obligation that you need to be in the Discord or anything like that to enjoy any of the content here or anything. We're just vibing. We're vibing and surviving. Oh my gosh, this actually may have been one of the easier challenge races. We managed to absolutely outmaneuver our rival. Let's go. Nice. That is another challenge done. That is another race car added to our collection. Very nice. Very, very nice. It is taking a while to load. That is one thing the game was criticized for, was the fairly long load times. Alright, yeah, we got the F100R. Very nice. But let's go to the Manufacturer's Cup. We get the Celine S7 next. This thing. This American supercar. Huge 7-liter V8. Oh yeah, and I'm getting in that gorgeous orange color as well. Even in the low poly graphics of early PS2 games, it still looks great. We got the 7-liter naturally aspirated V8s, all aluminum pushrod design, designed from the 351 Windsor architecture Savo car. Kind of, it pretty much is, right? It is one of the most high-performance road cars made in the United States. 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds. Over 220 miles an hour top speed. Almost $400,000 when new. And it has since appreciated as well. This thing is an absolute beast. And this isn't even a twin-turbo version that produced well over 700 horsepower. And got over 248 miles an hour top speed. This is still the naturally aspirated version, but even then, it's got some serious kick. To be fair, this game came out before the twin turbo version released. Oh, that is a weird as hell exit of that section there. Yeah, though the hot air balloon has been grounded. Ooh, I see you there, buddy. Alright, onto the brakes. Alright. We can make this work. We're tighter through the corners. You need to slow down ever so slightly for that corner because it does get just a little bit, oh gosh, chaotic. And also, you don't want to run out too wide because we can get stuck in the fence, and that is no bueno. All right, but we got some good distance between us in second and third place. One of the strangest things about the Celine S7 is that, to my knowledge, it was never offered with anti-lock braking system. It was a pure kind of analog driver's car. Very, very demanding to drive, but very quick as well. And this is basically what got Celine like heavily on Ford's radar, to the point when Ford made their GT. Celine actually manufactured the first 29 Ford GTs and aided them with the engineering of the GT, given their know-how in developing and creating the S7. It is crazy. I gotta be a little bit careful there. And there's the finish. Boom shakalaka. One of the cool things about the Celine S7 is it was co-designed by Steve Celine and Phil Frank. And Phil Frank actually later designs the early Tesla Model S as well, which is crazy. I'm on you blithering idiots, or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, nowadays the naturally aspirated Celine S7s go for over $400,000, and it is crazy just how much how much these things, you know, are valued, even despite them being very niche. The aerodynamics of the vehicle produced over 600 pounds of downforce at 160 miles an hour. It didn't have ABS, it didn't have traction control. Earlier models didn't have power steering, and they were all hand-built in California. It is a beautiful, beautiful design. But yeah, the engine, it was derived from Windsor architecture. It was a custom aluminum block cast by Menard Competition Technologies, but it used a Windsor-style bell housing and bore spacing that prevents the need for redesigning cooling features and all that stuff. The crankshaft is billet steel. It is a larger displacement than the actual Windsor. Got custom carbon fiber intake manifolds. A whole suite of electronics as well to really make it pop. 11:1 compression ratio for crazy amounts of power. It is nice. It basically allowed them to make big power on the cheap without the need to completely, you know, reinvent the wheel. Oh gosh, okay, that chicane is going to be the death of us, I think. That chicane is going to be very, very tricky to navigate. Gosh, they really put some of the fastest vehicles in the game on some of the tightest and most technical tracks, don't they? All right, we want to brake before the jump. Hey, there's the Staples Center. I'm surprised I managed to license the Staples Center, but it is cool seeing it going by. There we go, lap 1 done. All right, brake probably at the bridge, I think. Yeah. Alrighty. Easy, easy. Alright, gotta watch the chicane. That is not how you watch the chicane. Little bit of a twitch there, that got us into the wall. We still have a fairly large gap to second, so I'm not super worried. But that has concerned me just a little bit. Alright, brake before the jump. There we go, very nice, very smooth with these corners. This will allow us big speed. Maybe not that big speed, we gotta brake a little bit for that one. We don't have that much downforce. But yeah, this is great. Huge gap. That is what I want. That is a dominance I need. That is a dominance we need in order to beat the game by the end of tonight. Which I'm looking forward to doing. Afterwards, I may actually play a Burnout game. I may actually play a Burnout game for Wednesdays. Maybe the first Burnout. Just for a little bit of extra fun. I know I do want to desperately beat Need for Speed 2015, Gran Turismo 3, and Enthusiast before the end of the year. I really want to. I should be able to. I've been keeping track of my progress through that, and we are doing pretty well, all things considered. Oh gosh. Alright, brake here. Yeah, close enough. let's see what we can do. Brake before the jump. We do not want to catch air. Catching air is no bueno. And on a track like LA, you especially don't want to, because basically if you catch air, 9 times out of 10 there is a pretty much immediate 90-degree corner following it. So it is a little bit crazy. The master car, I have to try to check the tractor ahead. Yeah, and just make sure you always top off if you need to. Ideally, just use the Gifu, not the Gifu, the Hayosoko, the van to take the diesel canister in with you to fill that up, and then keep the tractor topped off whenever you head to TMOs to buy anything. Or whenever you do, like, your jobs or whatever in the area. Oh, that's not good. Alright, hang on a second. Alright, there we go. We are good. We are not good. Give me a second. Alright, so this should be good. We should be good here. Probably. Probably. Nice. So now we got 2 more races with the Celine. Alright, London West. So back in the rain. I'm playing Mons Bowers before. It's basically less painful for my summer car. Honestly, yeah, I probably should have played that instead of my summer car. Because my summer car was very much, I felt like the game was out to get me at times. And I'm like, I ain't sure I'm vibing with this as much. It was still an okay game. I enjoyed building the little dots in 100, the Satsuma. But my word, is it a pain in the ass sometimes. Off stream, I've been recently playing the new Tokyo Extreme Racer game. I'm pretty close to the true ending at this stage, and yeah, I have been loving it. It has been great. Oh, hi there. Okay, so we need to get by these people, because in the tighter streets of London, they are becoming a bit of a menace. They are becoming a bit of a hazard. So we desperately need to get ahead of them and stay ahead of them. We can do street races, drink at the bar, nice. Compete in 20 minutes for rally, nice. Drag racing, sweet. Yeah. Seems like you got a decent amount of possibilities. I'm sure it's still got some things, roadblocks and everything to keep you. I was expecting that to be a right turn there. I was 100% expecting it to be a right turn there. That was a left turn. The game lied. The game lied to us. Ow. But yeah, it'd be kind of interesting. I don't know. I might end up playing that off stream as well. I know, yeah, I know my IRL backlog is still absolutely huge. Whoop, okay. Not too bad. Okay, up in the 4th. Come on, can we get any closer? Up in the 3rd. Alright, we gotta brake early, that way we can get into here. There we go. All right. So we're still fighting for second place. First place is a little bit of ways away, but we are starting to make up some grounds. So let's see if we can't close the gap. We are 2 seconds behind. If we can stop getting nudged out by the other Zonda, that would be great. Because that's compromising a line into a lot of these turns. Yeah, still 2 seconds. Oh boy. Yeah, the Zondas got some speed to them. There we go. We've managed to close the gap up a little bit. Down the inside. As we stay inside, we have the advantage. Waiting for the 5 guy to order wood. Yeah, the first time he does it, it takes 8 hours in game. 8 real-time hours, but like when playing the game. Have you already filled up the cart with firewood? If you haven't already, make sure you're doing your kill you brewing and everything as well. That's easy money as well, easy passive income basically. Anything to get your wallet full right at the start and get you kind of into the rhythm of making money to make more money. Alright, there we go. Alright, come on, final major braking zone. Not bad at all. Stay to the inside, stay defensive. Oh, he is gaining, but it's not gonna be enough. It is not gonna be enough. We have managed. We have managed. Holy moly. See, some of the game didn't crash. No, okay, good. Good. Absolutely had to use the Celine's power and downforce to the maximum there. And Umbras, I've been working on the underground bunker growing potatoes. Set up a poutine shop and growing kind of. Hey, nice. Very, very nice. Now, by growing the weed, are you at risk of getting raided by the cops and everything? I gotta shave. Alright, final race of the S7. Let's do this, chat. We're back at Monaco. Oh gosh, first turn is gonna be the hairpin. Alright, up in a second after turn 1. Not bad at all, not bad at all. Alright, into a hairpin by the casino. Alright, back onto the F1 track section now. Ow. Man, it takes place in Canada, so it's illegal, so there's no risk. Ah, okay. Through the Monaco tunnel. Skip the Novo chicane. We gotta break earlier though. We gotta break earlier though. But yeah, okay, so no risk of rage by the feds. So at that stage then you're just growing the smokage. Okay, we're good. We're good. Keep in mind, yeah, if you need to, just have open like another tab or on your phone the map with like all the jobs and everything. That'd be a smart thing to do. That's kind of what I did in my earlier days, was having the map open in another like another screen or whatever. Or I think you can print it out as well. Bonk. It's very useful, especially once you get the like the septic tank jobs and everything. Oh boy. Yeah, the Zonder's right on us. Come on, American V8 versus German V12. Yeah, but to unlock the weed farm, you gotta sell packs of weed to the farm. It's a very tedious process of growing, harvesting, and making the okay, gotcha. So it's a long setup, but then like it's rewarding financially later on. Gotcha. Holy moly. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. So we got the speed down the straight. Yeah, but it probably takes a lot of work to get set up and everything. So it's like the early time investment for the later money. Jaden, welcome. Fact that it's on the Civic isn't really can't hurt you. Meanwhile, it's on the Civic. Yeah, it's the sounds in this game are exactly great. Yeah, it is. The repair shop's just before the old wheels, I think. Something like that. Yeah, sorry, we unlocked Munich Long, and we have another challenge. So let's do this. We're getting close. Oh, the Celine. Ooh. Ooh, do we want fire or zebra stripes? I want to do the fire. Munich Long. Alright, so this is gonna be very high speed. Very, very high speed. This is gonna be crazy. Two, one. Nice. All right, good launch. Now Munich is a very high speed track. So we got to make sure we absolutely maximize our speed through these corners. Let's wake this, oh gosh. Let's wake this sleepy little German city. Actually little, it is a pretty big city actually. Oh gosh, okay. That is a lot less high speed than I thought it would be. We get past the little up garden. Oh gosh, okay, that section is narrow. You can barely go too wide through there. Noted. And then back around again. Alright, good stuff, good stuff. I gotta remember as well, we do have the castle section coming up here to the right. So you gotta brake early. Yeah, there we go. Because they go the long... Oh, they go the short way around too, okay. That's alright. We can do a little bit of a shortcut here. Alright, we want to brake probably at the 200 meter board. Yeah. Maybe a little bit later. We can probably get away with braking a little bit later. We get the crazy downforce in the race cars. Ow. We are absolutely pushing it to the limit. Hi there. Hey buddy, can you not run me off the road? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, early on the brakes here. It gets narrow and it gets very tight. And again, we gotta be braking, we gotta be on the brakes before the gateway. As it is, your line is kind of compromised to that section. There we go. Make a lot of right turns here. Not that many lefts. There we go. Alrighty, and across the line. Boom, shakalaka. That is another victory. We're getting close. We're getting close to completion. We're only 1 hour into the stream. We just got basically one challenge and one the championships. I think one of the championship as well at the very end after doing all the challenges. I think. There we go, that is great. Yeah, we got the S7R. So now to the manufacturer's class. So we get the Pagani Zonda C12S. A 7-liter, naturally aspirated Mercedes-AMG V12. All kinds of carbon components inside and out. 4 quad exhaust pipes. High downforce. This thing is crazy. The original C12 was unveiled at the 1999 Geneva Motor Show, and it marked the debut of Pagani Automobili, founded by Horacio Pagani. And Horacio Pagani had previously done work for Lamborghini, helping develop the 25th anniversary Countach, and even elements of the Diablo. But unfortunately, because Lamborghini didn't really want to develop their composite manufacturing facilities to make more vehicles out of carbon fiber and everything, it resulted in Horacio Pagani leaving and basically starting his own company. He used his connections with Juan Manuel Fangio to help source the Mercedes-AMG V12s used in the Zondas. And the Zonda itself is named after a specific type of hot, dry wind that blows across his native Argentina, which is very cool. We do want to stay to the left. The left is better. They go to the right, which actually makes that corner a lot tighter for them than it does for us. So we do have the advantage there. All right. That has cost us some positions. That is okay. We can make it up. Oh, that phone booth was heavy. All right, I got 2 more laps with them. Yeah, we gotta stop hitting the phone booths. Those things absolutely stop us in our tracks. And I don't like that. Yeah, going right doesn't work. Going left is better. Going left is 100% better. Listen, I just feel like today I'm gonna cripple this car. And I'm gonna twitch this. Hey, yeah. I'm not really watching much Whistling Diesel, so I'm not too sure how accurate that is, but I'll take your word for it. I'm just not a big fan of diesels in general. Diesel is devil's fuel. Oh, that's a bonk. That is indeed a bonk, but we're in the lead. We have the gap. I gotta be a little bit careful. Just a little bit. That's gonna hurt us. Oh, okay. There we go. Victory! Nice. So that is round 1 of 4 complete. It is crazy though, the C12S, only seven units were built of the C12S. Like you look at how prevalent it is in the racing games, and especially with like the Gran Turismo and all that stuff, you're like, there's probably a decent amount of Paganis on this. No, they are like super rare. It is crazy. This thing, 550 horsepower, 7-liter V12. Absolutely bonkers vehicle. And I love it. It is a beautiful machine. Nowadays they sell for millions upon millions at auction. It is crazy. It is genuinely crazy. Just the likelihood of you actually seeing a Pagani Zonda IRL is so low, unless you're like actively trying to like hunt one down. And even then, good luck. Good luck. One thing I do like about this game though is even in the later stages, like the variety in vehicle type and engine design are all very different. Like for example, in the A class, you have an F1 derived lower displacement V10. Then you got 2 massive 7-liter engines, but one's a higher revving Mercedes-based V12, and the other one is an all-American V8. Very, very cool. Alright, hi, can you not nudge me off my course there? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Grazie, ragazze. Oh, there we go. Thread the needle. Alright, I'm gonna get into your suck. Just for a little bit. Nope. That was bad. Alright. Thankfully we got a lot of time. We got a lot of time we can use to make up the grounds. still gonna do that. Engine at the Renault RS2 is one of the highest revving V8s. Revving to 20,000. Okay. That's high. That is crazy high. GG, Renault. That was their F1 engine, right? I think so. Alright, so I got 3 with me, and then I got 3 further ahead. I have 2 laps, basically, to bridge the gap. Well, there's one less I gotta worry about. But I still got 3 ahead. The speed, though. The speed on the straights really allows us to absolutely close that gap. Okay, let's not get caught on the inside here when taking the on-ramp. Onto the highway section. There we go. Alright, hi there. Alright, so Zonda versus Zonda. We got a battle Zonda way. That was the worst pun I have ever said ever. Come on, give me your suck. Give me your slipstream. Okay, not the best line to that corner. The Zonda seems a little unstable at high speed corners. That makes things a little bit tricky. But thankfully, we're right behind second place. And as long as we can beat them in the final corner, that is all that matters. Oh, are you kidding me? Okay, well we know the mistakes we're making, so we can do a lot better now. And it's not like it's a long race; it's like 4 minutes, so not an issue at all. Somehow I was up fishing river in a small boat. It's on Autobahn and Toyota 2000 of all vehicles in the middle of the forest. I mean, even if it was abandoned, that's probably worth a pretty penny. You know, only a couple hundred of those were made. So unless it was like a kit car or something that someone abandoned, probably should go back and try to find it. But finding one just abandoned in the middle of nowhere, that's super unlikely. Good spot if true though. Too much up in the console from whatever it was. Isn't it then just basically a small PC? Either way, pretty cool. I saw it. It looks like almost like it basically looks like a mini PC. So that'd be pretty cool. The Raspberry Pi community's got a little bit of. Oh, should I wait then? So I've been planning on building my wife a retro gaming like Raspberry Pi, right? With things like Pokemon and all that stuff on it. But like, if that's a little bit more powerful and I can get it right out of the box, I can even run like PS2 emulators on it. That could be something that she may enjoy. Although even PS2 emulators are pretty hardware intensive, believe it or not. Can you not? Are you fucking kidding me? The fact that you need to actually win these races is a little annoying. On something that small, I'm not too sure. That's because I mean, like a lot of modern like high-end GPUs are bigger than that thing. Welcome to the stream, LeBron's the GOAT. Gosh, I hope he didn't actually say that. This is why I kind of stay away from the modern comics. That they're written by hacks. Anyway, let's see if we can actually, third time's a charm. Let's see if we can't beat them at Munich. It's like custom AMD processor. Yeah, but that's a CPU. I'm talking about like graphics cards though. Right? Even so, like you're limited by you're limited by quite a bit. I don't know. I'll have to do more research on it. I only kind of saw the basic announcements. Yeah, how much would it cost? If you're doing 4K 60, like I'm expecting probably like $600 then, right? Because at that point, like you are genuinely like it would be cheaper than like most graphics cards even. So I'm not sure how they expect to like make money with that. I don't know, it'd be interesting to see. Maybe, yeah. I don't know, we'll have to see. I like the Steam Deck is genuinely pretty great. From what I've seen and heard, people people playing it and everything. So I do have faith in them, but I'm also just a little bit of a healthy skeptic. I don't like getting hyped up too much for a lot of promises. Steam makes money from Steam. Okay, let me put it this way. How is this going to make them more money without it just being a massive loss leader? I know Steam makes money from Steam, but like, how do you financially justify the hardware and development time and everything like that, the engineering that goes into it, if that alone isn't also going to either make money or lead to another product making a whole lot more money to recoup those losses? Like, you would need to move massive amounts of volume of those Gabe cubes. But like, you're gonna need a lot of games bought for. Like, you basically need a lot bought. And you're gonna need a lot bought, a lot of games bought on Steam per, like, cube, basically. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what all is involved with it and everything. We will have to see. We will have to see. It's also controller and VR headset too. All for cheaper than the PS5. Sure. I mean, on one hand, Gabe has been generally a bit more pro-consumer than most companies. Steam has been a bit more pro-consumer than most companies. But at the same time, you know, it seems... Yeah. Like, I'm not sure if I'd expect it to be cheaper than a PS5. Just with everything going on, with everything being promised. 12 euros separate. Maybe, yeah, fair. Still, I don't know. We'll have to see the pricing and everything. I know probably later this year, I'm gonna try to build my wife a console emulator, like a retro console emulator out of the Raspberry Pi. I think next weekend I'm gonna get everything all kind of priced up and everything like that, and then purchased. And I should have it ready by I'm going the exact wrong way. I should have it ready by like Christmas, I think. Yeah. But like even like a lot of like gaming laptops are like over $1,000 and everything. So we will have to see what all I can do. Yeah, like if you don't build a PC, this is probably a solid mid-range or even slightly budget option for PC gaming, depending on how it is. Yeah, I did see the controller. I'm not sure how much I like the ergonomics of it, but the magnetic instead of Hall effect control sticks are nice on VR. Yeah, so it may not be super cheap then. I don't know. We'll have to see. Also depends on how well it can run VR. Like at what graphic settings can it run the VR stuff. Alright, I want to go right. I don't want to go left, I want to go right. Alright, not bad, not bad. What is even varying on the controller from what I see? Looks like it's that I don't know. You'd think it would, just because a lot of modern like racing games and everything, and even shooters use the variable, the variable controllers and everything. Instead of it being an on off, it's you know you get the variable button. Variable speed and everything. Well, we'll see. We'll see how well it does. Anyway, that is another race done. So we only got one left now of the Zonda. Then we get a challenge, and then the final championship of the game. Let's go! Oh my gosh, this thing. I do like the Zonda though. It is probably like while I normally like the grip cars more, the drift Zonda is actually pretty solid. It doesn't really handle as slidey as some of the other vehicles in the game. Monaco's short. All right. So all three of the A-class cars are ending their championship at Monaco. Alright, we can do that. That's fine. We can do that. Then we get one championship. I feel like how the buttons up with the Xbox way. Yeah, at least have some level of like, consistency and everything. Probably makes sense. Alright, so we're heading directly into a hairpin. and then a blast on the uphill section. So we want to be on the inside as much as we can anyway. 3 wide through the hairpin's not smart. Yeah, hopefully you can turn off the track pads so that way you don't accidentally, you know, rub them or whatever during the like gameplay or what have you. Because they look almost like right where like your hand would kind of like overlap. So hopefully there's a way to turn the track pads off. I don't even like using track pads on like modern like laptops and everything. It's just not. It's just annoying. I prefer, you know, mouse if I can. Track pads are just frustrating to deal with. So having them on a controller, I'm not too sure. Like I never really even used a trackpad on like the PS4 or PS5 controllers. Yeah, it's basically just a small PC. That's basically what it is. But they're marketing it as a console. Does it have a disk drive? Probably not. I didn't see one on there, but it's always good to double check. Trackpad, I think it's replacing games with a user pad. Also mobile games. I guess, but like still. Like the trackpads are in a very awkward position. I hope you're at least able to like disable them on the controller. They look like they'd be like right in the way. I don't know. Again, we'll have to see. Anyway. Anyway, when the final race of the Zonda, absolutely pushing it to the limits. So the second entry here is the better way. And then keep the tight left-hander. Yeah, I hope so. Alright. Up into the elevated tunnel. And across the line. Victory! Nice. Alright, that is another championship done. We're almost complete this game. It's surprising how short this game actually is. But it's still enjoyable to play though. You know, getting to drive some of the unique vehicles that you only get to drive in this game, like the GTO concept and everything like that. Very, very fun. Yeah, I mean you can call it whatever you want. There's probably no law against that, right? Hopefully not. All right, challenge 6. Challenge 6. Oh gosh, this is on. Ooh, I like the Italian tricolor colors there. And we're racing in Turin, so we're gonna be racing it in a wet. Let's do it, chat. Let's do it. The Zonda race car. Yeah, boy. Yeah, hopefully you have enough USB ports for multiple controllers. Anyway, got a wet race here. Very slippery roads. Lots of treacherous 90-degree corners, blind through most of them. Let's do this. Alright, not exactly the best start. But I can go quicker through this section, the chicane. Okay, maybe I'm not quicker through there. Gotta brake a lot earlier. Welcome, Fonty. Hope you're well. Right now, we are in the final challenge before we unlock the final championship. So we got a lot of work to still get done. But we should be able to beat this game by the end of tonight. My PC upgraded last week. Hey, more storage, based. Very, very nice. I know I need to upgrade my storage sometime soon. So let's absolutely push it to the limits. Alright, brake probably here. Yes. Gosh, turn is probably one of the tougher tracks to race on. Very low grip. A lot of places where you'd be able to get stuck on. A lot of blind corners as well, so you don't really get to see what's right around the corner until you're already there. Oh, left would have been the better option to go. Yep, left was the better choice. He carried so much momentum than us. But I can be quicker through here. I gotta be a little bit careful. Yeah, this guy is all over us. We got one more lap to make things happen, to make the magic happen. And you got like a grass block. That'd be a cool bit of personalization. Be kind of fun. You may just make sure you use like thermal resistant paint and everything like that. Last thing you want is for any heat to potentially damage your console or that's all of that. This game? Yeah, it's a budget game from Activision, made in 2001. It's a fun game though, if albeit short. Activision used to make publish a bunch of different kind of more budget-oriented racing games. And this is one of them, Rally Fusion being another one. And they're basically like, they're not groundbreaking AAA experiences, but they're like the good, simple, pick up and play kind of fun game that I really enjoy. And they got a lot of unique vehicles, which I quite like. It is a lot of fun. We completed the final challenge. It was a bit tougher, but we managed to do it. But yes, we got this. One more championship to go. And it is basically all the race cars that we have been accumulating against one another. Ooh. Alright, which one do we want to use actually? I kind of like the Fura Avanti R. That one has definitely gotten us the most benefits. We got a seven race championship here. Let's do it. Got the V10 screaming in the back of this thing. Next Half-Life 2. Maybe, that'd be pretty cool. It's been a while since the previous Half-Life, outside of like the prequel Half-Life Alyx. It'd be cool to see what they do with the story. How they continue it. Alright, LA long. Not a bad. This will be a pretty quick race, I think. The top speed of this vehicle will absolutely allow us to shred through most of the highway sections. LA long is a very, very high speed track, so we should be all right. We're starting with kind of one of the easier tracks here. Very stop and go at the early stages. And then we get onto the highway, and it is a full blast on the LA freeway. Alright, good start. Now, the lack of power compared to some of the other race cars will hurt us a little bit. But we should still be fine. Oh my word, it is fast though. 240 miles an hour. McLaren F1 speeds there down the highway. Alright, brake here, I think. No, we definitely need to brake earlier. We definitely need to brake earlier. We do even have the air brakes as well to help us slow down, which is another reason why I like this vehicle. It allows you to really handle a lot of the late braking maneuvers. It's got some of the best braking in the game, and it's got really good handling to boot. Acceleration and top speed aren't bad either. But being able to stop so you don't just face plant into a corner is a nice gesture. Wink. A little bit of a nudge in the wall there. Alright, onto the highway for the second time this race. Alrighty, come on. Nice and smooth. A little bit of a nudge, a little bit of a graze on the wall. Alright, take care, JB. Hope you're well. Shall be able to see us. Ah, it's all good, man. You have a great night, alright? Ow. Okay, we can do this. Probably. We have lost a little bit of ground. I do hear the cars behind us. They are gaining ground. That is a little bit concerning. Ow. Oh gosh, okay. Alright, come on. Big push, big push. A little bit of a graze on the wall. That's alright. We didn't lose too much speed. We're still like around 170 miles an hour there. I would gladly take that. We want to brake early, because that turn is right before basically what would be a jump if you don't brake early. Okay, not bad, not bad. Yeah, okay, we got this. We are doing well. Absolutely amazing. Just gotta keep the pressure up, gotta keep the pace up all the way through. Final lap of the first race. Yeah, this is gonna be around a little over a 5-minute race. Holy moly. The high-speed downforce of some of these vehicles, though, is absolutely crazy. They are just grippy as hell. Yum. Alright, round 1 complete. 6 more races to go before we beat the game. This is crazy. This is genuinely crazy. Alrighty. What's the next race? What is the next race? Bring it on. Bring it on. Uh-oh. Okay, so it still recognizes that controller. We're good. London long. Okay. We got this. We've got this. We've got this. Right? Chat, do we have this? Chat, are we cooked? Nah, chat, we are cooking instead. This next race, London, a wet race as well. So we get 2 wet tracks, Turin and London. Get a bunch of daytime tracks. I think... Is Munich the only night track? I think so. I guess London's kind of night. London is like... I don't know, it's either night or just very, very overcast. But judging from the fact that the street lamps are on and everything, I'm imagining it's probably night. We're also getting a lot of like birds that are like flocking around everywhere. So birds aren't, those types of birds aren't, like crows and everything, aren't usually nocturnal, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. So, well, it says it's 4. The clock was like 4, either like 4 or 5. So it could be like 4 or 5 in the morning. That's feasible, maybe. Nah, it's probably 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Who would host a street race at 4 in the morning? Me, probably. Alright. Yeah, these races are going to be a little bit longer, probably 5 to 7 minutes per race. But I am all for that. I'm going to absolutely push it to the limit every single time. Hi there. Oh, alright, 2nd place. Yeah, the top speed of the C12 definitely a little bit faster than a Fioravanti. So I'm like, welcome Adachi, hope you've been well. Hope all is good. Right now, we are in the final championship of the game. Round 2 of 7. Should have drank some gamer subs. Huh? I'm not, understanding the context there. Are you tired? Make sure you're taking care of yourself though, please. Don't over-rely on caffeine to keep yourself awake and all that stuff, please. I do beg you. have caffeine-free gamer subs. So how is it like an energy drink if it's caffeine-free? Cat wakes up at 5 a.m. for no reason. Ah, no. Cat's like, human, feed me. Meow. Meow, human. Meow, human, feed me. But hey, kitties are still good beans. All cats are good beans, even if they're melons. Trying to feed him one at a time, but he wants to eat all the time and ends up sick. Or he gets to zoom in. Oh, your mom wakes up 5 a.m. So he's basically like, oh, hi. If one human's awake, that means all the humans should be awake. And the human that feeds me is not awake. I should get him up then. Yeah, I almost slept in my alarm this morning. So I gotta be careful with that. That's why I always make sure I have a backup alarm as well. Just in case. Yeah, even for me. Speaking of cats, look at this Scottish cat boy. Welcome to the stream, Jordan. Hope you're well. And this was just G Fuel with waifus and no troll. Based. Just out of curiosity, chat, what are your favorite energy drinks? I like the Vice Guava Monster. That's probably my favorite. I really like that. It tastes good. Yeah, free simple super. Yeah, probably. I should probably do that just to see. I want to drink that in Red Bull now. See, I don't really like Red Bull as much. Red Bull just tastes very, I don't know, kind of sticky to me. Like Monster, yeah, it's very acidic, but Red Bull is very like, it almost feels like it is sticking like to my teeth and everything. I don't like Red Bull that much. I like Red Bull Racing, but I don't like the actual drink. Ooh, that was a bad line to that corner. Alright, come on. I desperately need to get back up ahead. Does coffee count? Coffee definitely counts. How do you take your coffee, Jordan? Okay. That has benefited us. Let's maintain our speed. Get there with the sugar-free monster and the juice monster, so I stopped drinking it. Fair. Fair, fair, fair. Ginger Red Bull. Honestly, the ginger Red Bull sounds pretty tasty. I might try that. I might actually try that. I gotta be careful. I gotta limit my caffeine. I used to be absolutely addicted to caffeine during my college years, where it was like multiple cups of coffee a day or whatever. Like, it was bad, right? Or like a couple energy drinks a week. I've cut that down to just one energy drink a week now, max, and it's so much better. Don't get addicted to caffeine, kids. For real, for real, for real. Yeah, 6 minutes. Next one, Perry Long. All right, dry track, very Titanical, but the Fioravanti should do us well, I think. Probably. We went from LA to London to Paris. We're doing the world tour of these cities. I say world tour, it's pretty much going to be one US track and then a bunch of European tracks. Used to drink Amp in college. Oh gosh. I've not drank Amp, but a coworker of mine used to swear by that stuff. If it tastes like it smells, I don't want to taste it. It smells pretty rank. cool is how I'll have to get up at 3 a.m., get there at 5 a.m., get off at 3. But oh gosh, that is basically just half your day gone. So you get like maybe for 4 hours of your obvious free time if you want to maintain, you know, like the healthy sleep schedule. Jeez. Whoa, okay. The Callaway had a major issue there. Had a major malfunction. Thankfully, the Fioravanti definitely helps us here. It's got the best downforce, great handling, and it has the air brakes to help slow us down. Yeah, when I was in the shop, I had to do it. Jeez. I'm glad you don't have to do that now, but still, man. That is rough, man. What? Oh, yeah, the AI sometimes breaks on the high-speed turns. And also Paris, the AI do not handle Paris well. That's why it makes it one of, despite it being the most technical of the tracks, it actually makes it one of the easiest tracks. Because you know how to handle your vehicle, but the AI absolutely loses their shit. Braking for turns that don't need to be braked for. All of that stuff. It is great. Like you can see here just how much of a gap we have built up. Oh, and only the second lap. Whereas in the previous races, like the AI was like right on our ass most of the time. Here we are doing a lot better. Just because there's so few high speed sections, but at the same time you got enough place so you can cut the corners and really like extend your lead. Because the AI don't like driving on the sidewalks either. I like coffee with camo and ooh, nice. I will say I'm not the biggest coffee drinker, but I absolutely love the smell of like freshly brewed coffee. That is one thing I do miss about like when I was living at home with my parents and everything like that. Is I do miss the smell of my dad's coffee in the morning. I don't really drink coffee that much. Not enough to like buy it in bulk. My wife very rarely drinks coffee as well, so it's one of those things where it's like I don't usually get to I don't get to smell it, but like at the same time smelling it alone is not worth buying it. But I do kind of miss the smell though, like, you know, kind of flow through the house and everything as he was brewing it. You'd smell it, but like, it's 7 a.m. I got like another 30 minutes before I gotta get up for school or whatever. So you can just kind of sit in bed and relax. Maybe if you want to, you know, get a little bit larger breakfast or whatever, you wake up and, you know, so you say goodbye to dad and everything that before he heads to work. I miss that. I do genuinely miss that. Like, don't get me wrong, I love like the freedom and everything like that of being, you know, a full-on adult and everything, obviously. But there's just something nostalgic about, like, you know, childhood home and everything. Alright, final lap. Final lap of race 3 of 7. Yeah, we are definitely going to beat this game tonight. Only 4 more races in 1 lap. Although these races are starting to get a little bit longer. But I'm okay with that. We are absolutely pushing it to the limits. Through the tunnel. A little bit late on the brakes there, buddy. Just a little bit. Come on. And across the line. Let's go. Beautiful. That's three down. 4 to go. Big push. Alrighty. What's the next track? Where are we racing? We start in LA, went to London, now to Paris. The next one, Munich. Next one might be Munich. Germany. Potentially. We got Germany, we got Munich, Turin, Rome, and Monaco left. Oh, we're going to Monaco. Alrighty then. At least the hardest track isn't going to be the last track. That is alright. That is alright. The midway point is gonna make it the trickiest. I see. Not a hot net. Alrighty, let's see what we can do here. Alright, good launch. We're heading into the Monaco tunnel, the hotel tunnel, backwards as well from the F1 version. Alright, into the lowest hairpin. There we go, up into the lead. Alright, good run so far. Now as it gets tricky because we've got a very high speed but very narrow section. Okay. Where are we even going? Oh, this is the narrowest road I have ever driven on. Okay, you got enough space for one car to go through there at a time. That is good to know. Okay, I at least know where I'm going now. Could you imagine F1 cars going through that section there? People talk about Monaco being narrow enough as it is. Alright, good stuff. Keep the speed going, We're gonna go long. Just so we're away from the other opponents. Get our own clean line here. Holy mother of... Alright, that section is a mess. You don't see it that well on the mini-map either, so it's basically a... where am I supposed to go moment. Just because if you play the game normally, you don't actually drive this track at all. During normal playthrough. You only really see it in the final championship. Alright, 2 more laps. Surprisingly quick laps, despite how technical and low speed some of the sections are. Why say that? We basically got 2 high speed sections interspersed by 2 very low speed, very on the limit sections here. Okay. We're doing alright here. I think we're doing okay. We got one more lap. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can do. Alright, we lost a little bit of ground there. This is gonna be a tough one. I think we can do this. I think we can do this. And I keep finding these data entry jobs. They disappear so fast. Good luck. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hopefully you're able to get a good data entry job, man. Those should be a decent enough paying, right? Good way to get your foot in the door. Hopefully you get it, man. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. Genuinely. I know job market's always tough. Someone who's been laid off twice. It's rough, man. So I'm hoping you get something good. You know? Get your foot back in the door, get back, you know, on the wagon, get moving and everything. Yeah. That'd be nice. Alright, 3 more races to go. We have Turin, Rome, and Munich. So right now we've basically been going west to east, starting in LA, then moving up to London, then down to Paris, then further down to Monaco. So if I were to hazard a guess, I'd say the next one is Munich. So Munich is probably closer to Monaco then. No, Munich might actually be last. Yeah, Turin next. And then probably Rome. And then Munich? I guess that'd be the way to do it. Thank you for the GGs. I appreciate that. Alright, Turin long, back in the rain. Alright, we did recently drive on this one, so we should have the track fresh in our minds. Though this is the backwards version over the Pagani Zonda one we drove, so we gotta be a little bit more careful. We're pretty much entering right into the garden section. I should have known that was gonna happen. Alright, thankfully we got a lot of ground we can make up. We got a lot of time to make up that ground. That probably was not a smart way to go. No, that wasn't. Because that's going to make us super shallow an entry here. Yeah, okay. Alright, we got 4 seconds to make up. We can make up some of it each time we go through the roundabout section. So we got that going for us anyway. Alrighty. Come on. Big push, big push. Ow. Hi. Oh, okay. It wasn't us this time. That is great. That is more than great. Come on, I gotta keep it the pace. We're going wide here. Gotta carry the momentum for us so much better because it gives us better exit onto the main, one of the back straights. It's still too late on the brakes though. That hurt us. All right. Is the GTA 5 PS3 really worth $400? I mean, for all intents and purposes, it is a PS3. Granted, it is like a limited edition one. I personally don't see the value of it, but there is some crazy out there like GTA collectors that would definitely, you know, want something like that, a piece of, you know, gaming history. Especially with one of the most successful games of all time, you know, being plastered on there. That's probably, you know, a deal in of itself, right? It's probably only valuable to people that like are really, really into like GTA 5. Alrighty, come on. I just got my PS3 for $86. Hey, based. There's a lot of great games with the PS3 as well. Highly recommend if you can get it, the OG Mass Effect trilogy. It's a great action RPG. Especially if you love things like your Star Trek, Star Wars, and all that stuff. But want a little bit more of a harder sci-fi vibe. Really, really awesome. Amazing characters. Back when BioWare had great writing as well. I am so glad we didn't get stuck on that bus stop there. Bus stop? Trolley stop? Trolley stop, probably. Alright, come on. Final lap of round 5 of 7. It started out as a pretty rough race, but now it's going a lot smoother for us. And a Fioravanti F100 celebrating 100 years of Enzo Ferrari. And probably the only way you could probably license a Ferrari without actually licensing a Ferrari. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to go long. And we made it work. We have enough of a gap. We got enough of a gap. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, come on. 2 more corners. Watch the trolley. One more corner. Oh, that was way too close. That was way too close. Holy moly. All right, 2 more races to go. Is it gonna be Rome or is it gonna be Munich next? Which one is it gonna be? Either way, it's gonna be the long version. Long version. So we will have to see. We will have to see. It is Munich. Okay, so going Italy, Germany, then back to Italy. We're ending in Rome. So we have a night race now. Should be fun. Should be very, very fun. Let's do this. Taking a little bit to load. We are A-okay. Alright, I remember Munich long as well, though this one's the reverse version. Okay. Nice. Super smooth here. Gotta be careful though. Alright, this section here is gonna be very tight. Yeah, you see the entrance. At least the entrance is easy to see. So you get that going for you. Alright. On the on-ramp, onto the highway. I want another Burger King SpongeBob meal. Another one? Holy moly. What SpongeBob thing's happening now that warrants it? Also, I can't believe SpongeBob's still around. Like, SpongeBob was new, like, around, like, like, when I was, like, a kid. When I was, like, a baby, really. Like, how do you... That is crazy that SpongeBob is still around. It's even crazier that The Simpsons is still around. Like, eventually you kind of just run out of content to create for that, right? Good stuff. Nostalgia. Ah, okay. So it's just gonna have a nostalgia meal then. Gotcha. Ooh. Okay. We're good. Timorous, there's some cartoons that are around for repeat. True. Even if it's just like the reruns and everything, people just love that. Makes sense. I mean, here I am playing a 24-year-old racing game, so you know I probably shouldn't be one to judge. I definitely shouldn't be one to judge. Still though. It is interesting how some things end up having the longevity and other things kind of fizzle out into obscurity. Yeah, we got the speed, we got the distance. Commentary is severely popular in China. Yeah, I guess with that, you know, you don't need to worry about translation and everything. Because the characters rarely speak. So with that then, like, they kind of convey everything you need to know about the characters. And it's probably cheaper just to kind of license them and then play them instead of having to pay for voice actors and translators to translate things. It's basically almost like a silent film for them, but like, you know, American cartoon instead, with all the slapstick and silliness there. We got one more lap. One more lap. Let's make this count. No mistakes. As we barrel towards turn, I guess turn 3, that is, at nearly 240 miles an hour. Holy moly. The speed. Oh, okay, that's a mistake. That's a big mistake as well, because that's right into a heavy acceleration zone. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Yep. So that was a mistake there. That final lap absolutely hurt us. Oh, and the semifinal race as well. Okay. Thankfully, Rome's an easier track. Munich is always very difficult, because you basically need to maximize your exit speed every single corner. Okay. Come on. We got this. We got this here. Come on. No mistakes. No errors, no issues. We got this. Not much further. I say that we still got a little over 2 laps to go in this one. But we've been pushing hard. We've been working hard. Alright, not the best exit out there. We do get a little bit of a bump. We do get a little bump from a buddy. Arrival. The field is starting to spread out a little bit. Alright, we got this. No mistakes, no issues, no errors. I do apologize. I'm not talking too much right now because I'm trying to focus. This is genuinely a tough track. It doesn't look like it. Like Paris looks a lot easier, but just with the heavy braking zones and everything, and just with how much the AI is just absolutely like right on your tail the entire time, it is very, very tough. That was our one and only mistake we were allowed to make. We can't be allowed to make anymore. What was that? Okay. There's a slight bug there. We kind of got stopped by the ground. The benefit of having a race car, this is super low. Alright, come on. No errors, no issues, no mistakes. No! No! Oh! Okay. Jeez. 0.11 seconds. Oh, and the hardest, though, one of the hardest races is done now. We got one more left, and that's at Rome. Let's do this, chat. Let's do this, chat. This has been restaurant for over 100 years, so now that shows how much. True, that is true too. Alright, roam along the final race of this game. The final race of the game. We got this. We got this. 4 laps around Rome. We got this, right? Right, chat? I hope so. I hope we got this. I'm scared. Chat, I'm scared. No, we should have this down. We got a lot of speed. We got some strong capabilities. Right, okay. Gotta be careful over the bridge. Brake early. Alright, here we go. Oh, that was very ballsy. Very risky. Gotta be a little bit careful here. No worries. No worries at all. Oh, the Pagani is still absolutely up on us. Alright, good run through the corners. There's the Coliseum. Alright, lap 1 completes. Good start, good start. Alright. Not a bad line to the bridge section. Not a bad line to the bridge section at all. That is a bad line to the fountain, the courtyard section though. That's got them right up on us. Thankfully this section's narrow enough, it's easy to defend. They can usually back off if you defend hard enough, but Yeah, that's gonna make things a little bit tricky once you get to the higher speed sections. Yeah, you already see him coming up on the inside. Okay, not too bad. Alright, we got one more lap and change. There we go, faster through that section there. Just by a little bit. Come on. No issues, no mistakes. One more lap. Can we do this, ladies and gentlemen? Probably. Oh boy. There we go. There we go. The most technically complex section is done. Okay, didn't let me shift up there. We're moving. A little bit of air time over the bridge. Super narrow and winding streets as well. Making for very tricky racing. We got this. 2 more corners. Or at least 2 more corner complexes. I kind of treat the Rome roundabout as a single corner. Even if it's technically 3. I treat it as 1. Selling a 2008 Supercar for $2,500. That's not bad. Just a heads up though. Fair warning, they do take premium gas. So do factor that in. Do factor it into cost of ownership. They do take premium gas. And the engines are Mercedes engines, so they're a little ching-cha-ching to maintain. There's not a lot to them, but for their size, they are a little bit pricier for maintenance than other similar sized cars. But it's in good condition. It's been well maintained. $2,500 is not a bad deal. That's not bad at all. Roughly speaking, the fuel saved, you know, the will offset the cost of the premium fuel there or thereabouts. So yeah. We got a Spider-Man and Venom themed race cars. That's adorable. Doesn't say the miles or or anything. Yeah, that may be a little bit tricky. That may be a little bit iffy. I ain't too sure about that then. Yeah, we got 7 tracks. Spidey! That's adorable. That is genuinely adorable. We have B in all available classes. We have B in Supercar Street Challenge. a bit exact entertainment. This has been fun. This has been super fun, actually. I really enjoyed playing through the game. I really enjoyed just the everything. It's been a lot of fun. Oh, there we go. But now we have beaten the full game. So I'm gonna be ending the stream here as it is getting very late. Thank you so much for staying with me for yet another game completion. I do appreciate it. It has been a lot of fun. If you enjoyed the stream, please make sure you leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what I'm doing well in the comments down below. If you didn't like the stream, please let me know what I'm so I can fix in the future. With that being said, I've been Umbras, and wherever you're in the world, whatever time it is for you, may it be a great time. And I will see you all in the next stream. Until then, take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Whoa.